Okay, so I wanted to kind of like just come on here and do this video. One, to encourage other Christians, but also don't be put off if you're not a Christian. I actually just wanted to come on here and just encourage anybody who's kind of like just in a bit of a kind of like, it could be a couple of scenarios. It could be that you're just so busy you haven't had time to stop, think, or it might be that you're just confused, or you might actually also just be quite happy, but you just feel like there's something that you need that's kind of like missing or something. So I just I kind of don't have all the answers or anything like that, but I just wanted to come on here and just try and encourage people really, and just hopefully like make a little video. You'll see as we go along, but I'm going to make one that's like more of a Christian video and one that's just more of a kind of like, you know, let's all just stop and listen and see, you know, what the universe or God, whatever you believe in, is trying to say to you really. So yeah, and I'll also explain now. I was walking to like a really quiet, nice park, and as I was walking along, I just felt like, no, that's just like not the right place. I am going to go there. We're going to do like most of it there, but I felt like I was supposed to come here and sit here, and basically I've got like a motorway on one side of me, as you can probably see, no cars going by at the moment. So yeah, motorway there, and then on the other side I've got like a main road. So it's like a really crazy busy place where everyone's just racing around to get somewhere. And I felt like that was quite like, and then it's like in the middle is this nice little peaceful place. So I just thought it was quite a good place to start this. Yeah, just like, I feel like whoever's watching this, I feel like you just need to stop and just listen. Maybe it might be just small things that you need to hear, and I don't have the words. It's going to be a mix of hopefully what I say, and then also how you feel or what other people have said, and like putting things together. So don't comment on this video and saying, oh, that wasn't right, or it may be that it just helps some people, or it may be that there might be just one or two things that you find useful. But so what we're going to do is we're going to move from here, we're going to go somewhere quieter, hopefully, and then we're just going to spend a minute just sitting and listening and like just stopping, just try and just take everything else out of your mind, just stop and just hopefully you might just start to feel something, think something. If you are having a hard time, don't be surprised if you start feeling a bit upset or something comes up that you've not been thinking about for a while. I'm not a counsellor, I'm not going to try and go down that road or anything, but maybe that might be just kind of like what you needed. And also obviously if you are watching this and you're like, I'm really busy, I'm at work, I can't at the moment, just put this video on save, come back and just take that time, just because sometimes I think we need to just stop. And actually, to be honest, I'd had like a really crazy busy weekend this weekend, and I just felt like I just felt like I was being told kind of like just stop, go. So oh, the sun's right in my eyes. We're here at the park, and unfortunately there's a little bit of demolition going on nearby, so it might be interrupted a little bit with some loud banging noises. Just dropping some rubble, I think, into a truck. I'll show you in a second. Okay, so actually I'll show you in a bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the camera around and just show you like some of the kind of like nature and stuff, rather than staring at me for a minute. But basically what we're going to do is we're just going to try and just stop and be still, just clear your mind, just see what like, maybe there's something that's comes up that you just think, oh, actually I was doing this and maybe I should be thinking more about that, or just just give yourself time to just stop, relax, not necessarily force anything to come into your mind, but just stop and relax. Okay. Sorry about the noise. Okay, so I keep having to re-record the same shot over and over, and then I realised, like, I look, it actually, the screen goes off, and I'm like, why has the screen gone off? And it's like, I've actually forgotten to hit record. It sounds really stupid, but it actually, I think it ties in with what I feel like I'm trying to say. So this might be for you, it might not be for you, it might be for some people, but I feel very much like I'm supposed to come out and do this because there's some people out there that are just really struggling, and I'm one of them actually, struggling with, like, it's like life these days is all about like this kind of mad chase to achieve these goals, and to not stop and keep going, and like to have like all the balls up in the air at the same time, which is totally impossible actually sometimes. And you know, it's like the career, the money, the house, the car, the kids, that it's like they're just like basics that we're expected, and then we're expected to have all these other things and be happy and feel fulfilled, and it's just like exhausting, I think, when you think about it. And so I felt like I'm so busy, and I feel like some people out there, I feel like you're kind of like going through a bit of a, like, it's almost like you've been kind of like functioning like this for years, and you've kind of like come to a point where it doesn't seem to be working anymore, or you're a bit frustrated with it or something. And then the weird thing is, the building work that's going on next to me, I feel like I'm going to switch arms in a minute because my arm's killing. I wish I'd brought my myself a stick. I don't know why I didn't. But basically, yeah, I feel like some people kind of like, you're almost like under a bit of, it feels like destruction, like life's over, but it's not, it's just reconstruction. So I'm going to show you in a sec, okay? So this is like the Vitality Stadium, which clearly is having like restructure work. This guy's proper watching me as if I'm like, I don't know, put it on CNN or something, I don't know. I'm definitely not. Anyway, right. So yeah, I'm gonna, instead of being on the camera all the time, I'm just gonna show you like a bit of a shot of the area and stuff. So what I was kind of thinking was, it kind of like really made me think, like, you know, and this is something that's happening in my life at the moment. It's like, you know, I've always had like a certain job and a certain amount of money, certain this, certain that. Life's always looked kind of like a certain way. And then just recently, because I don't want to film people particularly, say filming someone else. Just recently, it's like everything's just been a bit turned on its head, and I feel like, obviously for me, I feel like God's saying to me, like, it's just rearrangement. Like, things are going to be better. It's just, for now, things are getting rearranged. And so obviously, you know, I feel like some of you will be like, you feel like the universe, and I don't feel like there's anything wrong with feeling that the universe is trying to tell you something. I just think it's more important that you feel that there's something out there other than us, because, you know, whatever is out there, whatever the truth is, surely that's the first step in you potentially finding it. So to me, I don't see some sort of weird threat of like, oh, you know, you shouldn't be teaching people this, that and the other. I just think we're all in this life to figure it out, and I'm not going to preach to anybody about anything, because I know no better than anyone else, and I just don't feel quite uncomfortable sometimes when people get really preachy. I know it can be encouraging, and I know a lot of Christians don't like people that are Christians as well being like that, but I just feel like I don't want to alienate people and be like, oh, this is what I believe in, you should believe the same, or else I'm not going to be friends with you. I just think I just think kindness and compassion and love for people just goes such a long way. If we were all more caring and loving and compassionate, I just think the world would be a different place. I feel like I'm totally ranting now, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm trying to say. So yeah, so basically, yeah, this stadium, it's called Vitality Stadium. That's the funny thing. So it's like, it's probably somebody like a man or a woman that you know, you've always felt like you're like pretty cool, and you know, you've always felt like, maybe not like, you know, some celebrity or something like that, but you've always felt like, you know, you've been the top of your game, you've been the top of this, top of that, you know, you've always had a good social life, you've had a good life, like you maybe in your 30s, your 40s, and suddenly things just look really different, because I feel like the world does look really different. Like, the world is really strange. Like, even younger people, teenagers and 20-somethings that haven't maybe been in this world that long, everybody says, like, it's just weird. Like, we don't know in 5-10 years, you know, like what things are going to be like. And obviously we know some things are going to be the same, but like with AI and stuff, like half the people are saying, oh, it's just slop, and then the other half going, oh, but it's taking our jobs. And then, like, at the moment as well, so many people losing their jobs, struggling to find work, looking at alternatives as legitimate ways of funding their lifestyle, which, you know, never used to be kind of like acceptable, and to some extent it still isn't. But yeah, I feel like I'm waffling a bit, so yeah, I just feel like, yeah, so I feel like kind of like to not be afraid, because I think it's sometimes really hard not to get caught up in fear. And actually, fear is a complete liar, because fear isn't based on any logic. Fear isn't based on evidence. You know, when you like, for example, the amount of times that you've gone to bed like worrying about your job or something somebody said, and then you've gone in the office the next day or the following Monday, and it's like, oh no, that wasn't even an issue. But so, like, you know, fear is like always, it's never based on reality. So I think it's hard to not dwell in fear, but yeah. So I actually just paused then, because I was just like struggling to think what I wanted to say. I felt like I was starting to waffle, but so obviously that banging is going to start right now. No, so what I was going to say was, one of the things that I was thinking about while I was sitting here was just how hot it is. And I'm in the UK, and it's like August 2026, and it's like been like I don't know, it's been like back-to-back heat waves, which it's been really nice, but you just feel like you just sat in a pile of sweat all the time. And it's so dry here, like the UK, when it gets hot, it's just dry. And I know at the end of the summer everybody be like, we didn't even get a summer, and you're like, where were you? But yeah, so what I was thinking was like just how dry the grass is. And so, you know, it might be that you're in what feels like a dry time, a dry season, but you're like reading it as like, oh, this is the end, like everything's closing up, going wrong, shutting up shop sort of thing. But I feel like it's not, it's just a rearrangement. And I feel like so I apologise if I seem like offensive to anybody, but I just think of like Job in the Bible, where he just goes through such a terrible time, and then actually, you know, he's blessed like beyond measure afterwards, and his latter days were you know, better than his former days, and yet his frame of reference was that that this is it. But actually, you know, not just in the Bible, but there are so many people that have proved that once they've got past 30s and 40s, they've actually like superseded everything that they ever did. You know, that there's people, I can't name them off the top of my head, but like inventors as well. Like so many people literally were like in the 30s or 40s, went bankrupt, lost everything, and then turned it all around. So I think it's like about just not giving up, but also looking at this point for I just keep getting like frame of reference. So I'll just say quickly before I go on to that so when I was saying about it being dry and the grass being dry and everything and the heat waves, you know, just the amount of fires that have been going on in the UK, and obviously like normally it's in like Australia or other countries, hot countries, where you get these fires. But you know, I don't remember ever seeing like fires in the UK. But like when you look at the ground here, it's like it's so dry, like it's just like, it's crazy. It's like you'd think there's no life left in it, but obviously deep down under the roots there is. So I guess that's the thing of like, you know, those fires, yeah, okay, it's like not ideal. It's like, and I feel like it's like that Demolition place, which is not Demolition, it's actually rebuilding a really nice stadium. But it's like, yeah, it feels like demolition, it feels like destruction, it feels like the end. It sounds like the worst thing ever, but it's actually not. It's reconstruction, it's preparation, it's like the roots going down deeper for the next phase, for the next stage, for the next thing. And actually I think for many of you, and I think that's why I said like about having that minute to just stop, because I think for many of you it's like, do you know what, you just need to stop. Like so many people, like I'm the same, like because I have like a business that I've been on my language but you know, like it takes flipping time and it takes a lot of work, and I don't know, I'm not gonna go there, but yeah. So yeah, and then the other thing that came into my head was, before I was coming out I was putting some makeup on, and then this frame of reference thing, I feel like for some people it's like you've got this frame of reference like a bit skewed, like you've got some lens, I've got dead foot, some lens that's that you kind of like, maybe when you're younger it was like it served you or something, and it might even be just like what your parents say or said, what other people say, what other people think, what your lecturers think, what your business partner thinks, I don't know, friends, family, people that you want to impress, I'm not sure exactly, but you know, it's almost like this, or it could even just be like a worldly attitude that you always felt like wasn't quite wasn't quite you, or you come from another country and the way you were brought up isn't the same, and it's like, yeah, but it's almost like that attitude, that frame was supposed to be for one particular situation, but doesn't apply to your situation now. Sounds really weird, but it's like you've got it twisted or something. Like you've got it twisted. Like it's like you take that frame, like it might have been like a frame of reference from when you were a child that was to try and help you become more motivated or something. I don't know. And then, you know, you've kind of like carried it as an adult, but it's actually not serving you, and it wasn't meant to be like a harmful thing, but it's just like you're using it out of context now, and so what made me think this, well, I already had it in my head actually before I came out, but then when I was just getting ready to come out and put my makeup on, sorry, I'm really waffling, I looked in the mirror, but I had the mirror like sort of on a funny angle, so I actually couldn't see properly my face and my makeup, and I was sort of trying to put my makeup on looking over there, you know, like over there, like looking, you know, in the other direction, and it's like, no, to put makeup on I needed to be looking at my face in the mirror with it like shut. So yeah, and then the other thing, I know this is like really cheesy, but the other thing that I just felt was like, I just felt like this feeling of like, and this is really hard, I find this so hard, is like gratitude, and I know everyone bangs on about this, and I try and do it, but I'll admit it doesn't come natural to me, and I think part of that goes along with that is like trying to journal and just actually get down your thoughts and your feelings too, but also like just really focusing on gratitude a bit. So like maybe taking time every day, every other day, or a couple of times a week to just go, do you know what, actually this happened in my life and I'm grateful for that, because I honestly think like if I didn't believe in like God, if I didn't have a faith in that way, I would genuinely believe that the universe would bless me for saying, you know what, I've had this, other people haven't had it, thank you so much. Like, and I feel like that almost like unlocks something to be blessed again, and I do feel like life is almost like unlocking doors to get to your next level. And I just think some people on here, I feel like you like the world tells you that you get to a certain age and then that's it, but I think honestly, I think for some people you just unlock different doors. You unlock a different door, you unlock the doors that you want to unlock, and then you go through them. But I think like one of the keys is like gratitude, which is so tough. Forgiveness, because you can't take people through into your next level if you've not forgiven them. You know, not holding on to things that anger you and letting go of bitterness. Yeah, but I'm not coming here to be preachy in any way, so yeah, so I'm going to leave that there, and then I don't know, hopefully it'd just be nice if one person just feels like this is just kind of like confirmed a few things, or it's where they're at, or something like that, then it's worth doing. That's the thing, I think it's worth doing if it just helps one person, because I can't say how many videos I've watched lately where I've just been like, I've had a few times lately where, not so much lately but a bit ago, where I was just like, I just hit a rock bottom and I was like, what is going on? One thing did occur to me today, and I feel like some of the psychology that we're taught really sets us up for failure. So like, it's great, this whole, so like thinking about Maslow's hierarchy of need, you know, that we want to get to self-actualization, but the thing is we can never get to self-actualization. So, you know, we're always giving ourselves these crazy, insane like tasks to try and get to. And sometimes I actually think, and I'm not like, I've seen some really weird stuff lately, and I'm not like a conspiracy theorist or anything like that, but I do wonder, like, sometimes if some of this stuff, like some of the Freudian stuff, and then some of the stuff that Maslow brought out, you know, in terms of hierarchy of needs, and I get it, like, yeah, okay, you know, we need people to have shelter, a home, love. These things are really important, but self-actualization, are we really striving for self-actualization? Are we striving for some kind of utopia where everything isn't like some kind of weird dream parallel universe? I don't know. So I'm going off on one. Obviously, this isn't completely what I believe in, but I just feel like in the UK and in other countries, particularly in the UK, I feel like the kind of like capitalist system, and don't get me wrong, I'm not like a socialist or anything like that, but I just feel like there's just massive cracks in the way things are going at the moment, because like so many people please share and subscribe, and like if you like this video. Also, I'm recording the sound on my other phone because I have some sort of weird issue when I upload my video files using Premiere, as I got a bit annoyed with CapCut. When I upload them, for some reason it's just ditching my audio, so I'm like, what's going on there? Anyway, so yeah, my phone is here recording, but I forgot it was recording and put it next to a book that was flapping about in the wind, so I apologise if the sound's like a bit weird. Okay, so I said I'd do like 2 recordings, so one's going to be more of like a kind of like Christian Bible based recording. I'm not going to go too heavy into scripture, to be honest. I'm just going to kind of like sit and try and just listen to what feel led to say. So it's not going to be heavy, super religious. So if anybody isn't a Christian that just wants to listen, please don't be afraid. It's actually nothing scary. It's just, I'm just going to read a few bits from the Bible, and just like nice stuff, nothing too heavy, not Deuteronomy about, loads of people being born and dying and stuff like that. So I'm actually just going to read a bit which is from Psalm 39, which is about life being short. So I've only read the first bit, so I'm not quite sure where this is going at the moment, but we're going to do that. So we're going to start there, and then we're just going to kind of see where we go. I've got a few other bits that I thought about, but I don't want to say, like, I don't want to read like really cheesy ones everyone knows about and stuff like that, or I kind of want to keep it in theme with the video that I've just done about just like, being in a dry season, and maybe I might read a little bit about Joseph and what happened with him. Like he had a promise, and then it was like years before anything kind of happened. That's kind of where I'm at, I think. I feel like it's like, when you're like in your 20s and you feel like someone says something to you like, oh yeah, you're gonna get married, but like when you're 63 and you're like, that's not really what I want to hear, But hey, yeah, so still single and wondering, I don't know if anyone else is like this. You kind of like wonder, did you go wrong somewhere? Like, did you just stuff something up, or like, I don't know, did I offend God when I was born, or like just weird things. But I don't know, to be honest, I do think, and I don't know if anyone else thinks this, but sometimes I think, like, I kind of like being single, free. Like, can you imagine if I was like married with 5 kids? I'd have to be like telling my husband like, oh, I'm just gonna go to the park and read some weird thing in case some YouTubers want to watch, and he'd be like, no, you have to get chained to the kitchen sink, or like, not that everyone's like that, but just like, I could be married to somebody who's just horrible, and yeah, I've dated some horrible people, so I'm kind of glad I'm not there really now.